Talanta FC shocked troubled Afc Leopards 4-2 in an FKF Premier League match played at the Dandora Stadium in Nairobi. Leopards opened the scoring through Boniface Munyendo before Kevin Odongo leveled matters through a well-carved free kick in the 14th minute. Alex Kipruto then added a second one for Talanta 4 minutes later to take a 2-1 lead into the halftime break. At the beginning of the second half, Emmanuel Osoro capitalized on a Afc Leopards keeper blunder to add another one before Alex Kipruto completed his brace for the visitors. Maxwell Otieno scored the second goal for Leopards in stoppage time.
Anapata sadaka Emmanuel Osoro na kweli sasa anafanya dharau. Wanapata goli la tatu Talanta.
Fanya mazoezi yanayotosha katika harakati ya maandalizi ya mechi kama hii.
Wanaingia kutafuta la nne tena. Alex Kipruto tena.
Shadrach Ngumbao and Lois Chemining clinched the 10-kilometer races in the prison's cross-country championships held at the Ruiru Prison Staff Training College. Ngumbao won the men's race for the first time in 7 attempts, cutting the tape in 30 minutes, 11.5 seconds ahead of Boaz Kipkurgut and Silas Chepkoni. On her part, Chemining made a huge statement on her return from maternity by clinching the women's title in 33 minutes, 9.7 seconds. Chemining, who finished second last year, crossed the finish line ahead of Brilliant Chepkorir and Lilian Odira. Marathon record holder Ruth Chepngetich finished fourth and will now embark on preparations for the London Marathon.
Kwanza nashukuru Mungu. Was not expect this today, but I thank God. Mazoezi imekuwa mzuri, so today I was like, let me try my best. Since 2019 nilikuwa kurutu hapa na nikashinda.
Shukuru sana, nashukuru kwanza kwa Mwenyezi Mungu. Mbio ilikuwa sawa, weather ilikuwa sawa. Hatuwezi complain leo kukunyesha, wakati mwingine ukiwa na mvua ndio kuna kuanga na challenge kidogo.
The Tinderet Mountain Run will be an annual event in the Athletics Kenya calendar as a way of marketing the beauty of the mountain regions of Kenya. The figures doubled in 2025 as athletes and spectators embraced the new concept in athletics in Kenya. Michael Kinyi attended the magical Kenya-sponsored event in Nandi County and filed this report.
Early morning in Tinderet, Nandi County. The mountains were beckoning and the more than 2,000 athletes were psychologically prepared to tackle the steep hills for 15 kilometers running uphill. The men took off first at 8 a.m., followed by the women half an hour later. The initial stages were not as steep, with the athletes managing fairly well. Halfway through the race and the punishment began. The steep hills and the dust coupled with the rocky terrain tested the athletes to the limit. Athletics Kenya had announced that the Kenya team will be picked from this particular race. This increased the competition in the race with some of the best Kenyan mountain runners competing. Other than the athletics part of the event, the Kenya Tourism Board was keen to market a new frontier in tourism.
So one of these new products is the Mountain Trail series, or the Magical Kenya Trail series, which targets to market our mountains, market our hills, and the other beautiful environment that we have.
The terrain was breathtaking, with participants enjoying some great views all through the race. They started at 1,400 meters above sea level and climbed all the way to 2,400 meters above sea level at the top of the mountain. Janet Chepngetich, Mercy Chemutai and Miriam Chepkirui finished on the podium in the women's race, while Alfred Cheriot, Ken Koros and Richard Atuya were on the podium in the men's race. The turnout was huge, with locals and visitors witnessing the spectacle from the top of the hill.
Mbio ya leo ilikuwa ngumu sana, sijaikimbia mountain, lakini nashukuru Mungu sababu nimemanage kuwin. Nilikuwa naendelea kulota, nashukuru Mungu kwa nimepata mileage sahi.
Nilishiriki kwa mwaka wa 2023 nilikuwa namba 6. Lakini last year sikukuja. Yes.
Hii mbio ilikuwa kwa challenges mingi. Ilikuwa technical. But si tumezoea kukimbia races nyingi, sasa si tumezoea.
The mountain run, that is the first in the series, attracted top leaders in the country as well as the Ministries of Sport, Tourism and Wildlife and Education. The three are working together to promote the race and raise the profile of the athletes.
If you look at the turnout this year as compared to last year, you can see it's almost doubled. Okay. The number of entries that have come in is almost doubled. The prize money has also doubled. The reason being that many sponsors now, we have spoken to the corporates. They now understand where they can put their money.
This brings Kenyans together, and I'm happy because you've seen somebody from Nyamira winning. This was number 3. I'm happy because someone comes from all the way from Bomet has won. So it is important because it is now attracting more young people.
The Tinderet Mountain Run was the culmination of the Magical Kenya Trail series that started in Nyahururu on Monday, going through the counties of Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet and Nandi counties. Mountain running is a new concept for Kenyan athletes, and the interest that it has generated in this year's Tinderet Mountain Run forced them to do international standards on everything else that they were doing. The result, a huge turnout for this event. Michael Kingi for Citizen TV in Tinderet, Nandi County.
Kenya Volleyball Federation has officially unveiled the first edition of the Kenya Cup Volleyball Tournament, an initiative aimed at nurturing talent and elevating the game of volleyball in Kenya. The 5-month-long competition is expected to serve off in February and will feature 17 teams from both men and women. The indoor games are set to take place at the Kasarani Indoor Arena and Nyayo National Stadium. The highly competitive men's action will see GSU lock horns with Kenya Ports Authority, Kenya Army, Equity Bank and APK in Pool A, while Prisons Kenya will face KDF, Trailblazers, Chema and Kapu in Pool B. In the women's category, defending champions KCB have been drawn in Pool B alongside arch-rivals Kenya Pipeline.
Volleyball family, we are very happy to introduce this very innovative tournament, the Kenya Cup. It's the first time that we are playing it. We wanted something that will be different from the traditional league and the tournament circuits that we've been having.